is Teaching and Research Aptitude. So if you are preparing for the KSET exam, this is also helpful for your UGC NET exam because the exam syllabus is same. So I have covered the important topics in the previous videos. You can watch those videos. If you go to my channel, I have created a playlist for the general paper. So you can watch the previous videos for the exam preparation. I have solved the previous year question papers as well. So I have covered the teaching aptitude. So you can watch that video. And also I have covered research aptitude, communication, mathematical reasoning and aptitude. I will explain in the upcoming video, and logical reasoning as well. So data interpretation also I have explained, information and communication technology, and also higher education. So you can go to those videos, so it will be helpful for you. And if you are new to my channel, please subscribe my channel for upcoming videos. So let us start today's topic, that is unit 9, people, environment and development. People, development and environment. So here we have many subtopics. So I will cover in brief about all these topics. Okay. Development and environment, human and environment interaction, environmental issues, impact of pollution on human health, natural and energy resources, natural hazards, environmental protection acts. So in brief I will cover, and after that I will solve some of the previous year questions related to people, environment and development. So people, development and environment. So let us discuss about the first concept from this unit: environment, development and sustainability. So environment, what we usually think is about the nature or the surrounding around us. So the if environment is good enough, then the that is good for every organism. So not only humans, there are so many organisms living on earth. So it all depends upon the environment. So that we have to make it better, the environment. So it's responsibility of all the citizens uh, in different parts of countries. So let us discuss here environment, development and sustainability. So sustainable development means constant growth is the development that meets the requirement of the present without concerning the future generation to meet their own needs. So not only the present generation, uh, we have to think about the future generation so that they also could meet the required necessaries. So that's why we call sustainable development. So not only the requirements for present generation, that includes the future generation. Their need must also we should meet. It is established on the three pillars of sustainability, that is economic, environmental and social sustainability. So this sustainable development depends upon economic, okay, uh, and environmental as well, and social responsibility also there. Three are interconnected. So the UN General Assembly in 17th session adopted the sustainable development goals. There are about 17 goals, 169 targets. It came into power from 1st January 2016, having 2030 as its deadline to reach the target. So what are the goals that has been assigned in this assembly, including the 169 target? So they have some goals that was came into power in 2016, and we should reach about 2030 these goals. So right now we are in 2024, so still 6 more years are there. So how many goals we have reached, we have to glance over that. So uh, though it was not legally crucial, it gave prospects to the countries to reorient their domestic spending during the next 15 years. So, not only the development should involve only the economic or the social growth, the environment plays very important role. So, we have to concentrate on that. So, they have given the ultimatum for each country, they should reach or they have to spend something for environment growth also. The countries are envisioned to own sustainable development policies, plans, and programs. They would be accountable for executing the goals, targets, study at national level, which demand quality, availability, and timely data. So everything must be planned properly to execute all the requirement for the sustainable development. In India, Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, with his high level steering committee, occasionally studies and purifies the National Indicator Framework, that is NIF, to observe the sustainable development goals. So, in the vision of Prime Minister Modi ji, high level steering committee occasionally studies and purifies the NIF, that is National Indicator Framework, to observe the sustainable development goals. The following are the 17 goals are there. So we should reach these goals in future. We are in 2024, they are set in 2016, so still 6 more years. So within the given time we should reach the following goals. 17 goals are there. First one, no poverty. Second one, zero hunger. Third one, good health and well-being. Fourth, quality education. Fifth, gender equality. Sixth, clean water and sanitation. Seventh, affordable and clean energy. Eighth, decent work and economic growth. Ninth, industry, innovation and infrastructure. 10th one, reduced inequality. 11th, sustainable cities and communities. 12th, sustainable consumption and production. 13, climate action. 14th, life below water. 15, life on land. 16, peace, justice, strong institutions. 17, partnerships for the goals. So you can observe here how many goals are there. So the first comes is the poverty. So if we face this, if we deal with this problem and if we could solve it, then every country is going to be a healthier, developed country, we can say. So you can read all these given 17 goals. So you will get the idea. Next comes human and environment interaction. So especially human beings are the one who interact more with the environment than any of the creature on the earth. So environment and people are interrelated. Environment provides us food, water, fuel, medicines, building materials, Though science and technology have developed, because of that we have added a lot, but it also presented pollution and damage the environment. So science and technology has helped us, but somewhere it is damaging and polluting the environment. The result of this is also human beings, like health related issues, socio-economic development are going to affect. People can live and grow when they have a good climate condition with available clean water, fertile soil, whereas it becomes hard for people to persist in a very hot climate, limited water resources. Exactly. Only we are not, if we are focusing on work, we should have a proper health. So if we want to have proper health, then environment must be clean, the climate conditions must be good enough. So all are interconnected. So this plays a major role. Only we human beings only behind our work or the professional life. But if we want to grow, environment must be like that. So each and every subject students must read about this, because we all have to take care of our environment. We also get concerned about natural climates like floods, drought, and earthquakes, which hurt agriculture, properties, homes, water sources, pipelines, etc. Over the year, you can see uh, the disasters due to floods, drought, or earthquake. How uh, the losses has been made due to these disasters. This leads to why, because there is an imbalance between the environment. This leads to dislocation of people, loss of life, destruction, waterborne diseases, water contamination can be caused due to damage of water resources. So another change that is impacting our environment is due to industrialization. Yes, definitely. So nowadays, many of the industries or the companies, they are establishing their places, but that is also affecting the environment on other side. We use different types of things to do our things, which have raised the human impact on the environment. Though the relation between human activities and the environment can be grouped into major two types of activities. uh, so first, we should deal with environmental issues. What are the issues we are facing in our environment? Presence of harmful substances uh, which harm the environment and human health. It is learned as pollution and it causes different environmental issues. It can appear in diverse forms. It may be air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution, noise pollution. Since school days, we are learning about different kinds of pollution. Air pollution directs to the addition of pollutants into the air that is harmful to human beings and the planets as a whole. Origin of air pollution, where it exactly arises. It may be due to automobiles, electrical power plants, industrial process heating plants that will accumulate in the atmosphere as a pollution. Water pollution is the contamination of pollutants in water bodies like lakes, rivers, oceans, aquifers, and groundwater by very often by human activities, which direct to the harmful effects. Everything, the pollution is majority is due to human. So that's why we are dealing with the topic human and environment interaction. Origin of water pollution, where it arises. Natural sources, anthropogenic sources. Natural sources, these contains decomposition, the composition of plants and animals, volcanic eruptions, coastal cliff erosion, landslides, and soil erosion. Anthropogenic sources, these contain industry and urban agricultural and cultural sources. So, what are pollutants? First one, industrial pollutants, agricultural pollutants, natural pollutants, physical pollutants. Industrial pollutants like heavy metal, boron, arsenic, zinc, lead, mercury, that will be often come from industry. Agricultural waste like insecticides, pesticides, chemical fertilizers, weeds, plant remain. Natural pollutants like volcanic, we can't control them. Volcanic dust, debris by landslides, and decomposed organic matter. Physical pollutant that is due to oil, grease, dissolved and suspended solids, and volcanic dust. There are different ways the water can get polluted. Effects of water pollution: uh, d- dying aquatic water animal, irrigation by polluted water impact plants resulting in yellowish coloration and defoliation. Tempest of food chains, disease like hepatitis, cholera, typhoid, jaundice. Many of the diseases may people suffer. Ecosystem destruction. What happens if water is polluted? We have many of the uh, destructions or the diseases we can face. Land pollution. Land pollution is the devastation of Earth's land surface directly or indirectly as a consequence of man's activities. Uh, Basically, it all comes to human being. We are the people making the pollution, so we have to take care of that for future generation. Origins of land pollution: agricultural sources, ashes, mining sources, industrial sources, sewage treatment, household waste such as glass, etc., deforestation, chemical waste from chemical industries. There are different origins of land pollution. Agricultural sources, if you take, it includes waste created by crops, animal manure, farm residues, chemical leftover from all pesticides, fertilizers, or insecticides that may affect the ground or the earth, land. Ashes, the residual matter that stays after solid fuels are burned, known as ash. If we burn any of the solid, that is also going to pollute a land. Two kinds of ashes: bottom ash, residue from burnt metal, glass waste, and it is not biodegradable. Some are not are completely going to burn. The second kind of ash is fly ash, that is interrupted by filter in the chimney of the incinerators. Mining sources undergo waste piles of coal refuse and heaps of slag. Industrial, these contain paints, chemicals, metals, and aluminium pesticides or aluminium plastic. Sorry. Sewage treatment, it contains biomass, sludge, settled solids. Household waste such as glass, metal, cloth, plastic, wood, paper, so on. Deforestation leads to soil erosion, desertification, and land degradation. Forest plays very important role. If we cut trees and destroy the forest, that will affect soil. Chemical waste from chemical industries, other industries that are disposed into landfills, that is also affect soil. Effect of land pollution. What are the effects we can observe? Hazardous chemicals can kill the living organism in the soil. Action of landfills, mining industry are destructive to vegetation and it may drive arsenic poisoning. So the next comes noise pollution. It is an unwanted sound and unpleasant sound which creates discomfort in ears. Noise is that uh, thought to be environmental pollution. Origin of noise pollution. Devices like TV, loudspeakers, grinder, food mixer, dryer, vacuum cleaner, washing machine, etc. Sound from places of worship, parties, discos, social events, industrial and commercial activities, printing press, building sites, manufacturing industries, sound of aeroplanes flying over house, trains, etc. Vehicles on road. So effect of noise pollution may lead to many issues such as hearing loss, sleeping disturbance, stress related illness, speech interference, lost productivity. So next comes the climate change. Climate change we are observing nowadays the climate is going to change immediately. That is due to imbalance in the environment. Climate change can be described as a sustainable changes in global temperature, wind patterns, sea levels, precipitation, and other measure of climate that happen over several decades. Climate change is prominent in the form of global temperature rise, warming oceans, shrinking ice sheets, glacial retreats, decreased snow cover, sea level rise, declining Arctic sea ice, ocean acidification. Causes of climate change. What will happen or what are the causes if climate changes? Improved greenhouse effect. Greenhouse effect will become dominant or if the climate changes is the greenhouse effect means warming that results when the atmosphere entraps heat radiation from earth towards space. So we are nowadays we are facing the lot of temperature heat is rising, that is due to greenhouse effect. That means the radiations from earth will be moved towards the earth atmosphere. So gases that donate to the greenhouse effect are like first comes the nitrogen oxide, carbon dioxide plays very pivotal role in greenhouse effect, water vapor, methane, fluorocarbons. Burning of fossil fuel, it has raised the concentration of atmospheric carbon dioxide. If you burn any fuel, the carbon dioxide is going to release. Industrial activities, these actions have increased the atmospheric carbon dioxide levels from 280 parts per million to 400 parts per million in the last 150 years. So, future effect of climate change. What happens for future generations? Sea level will increase 1 to 4 feet by 2100. Now right now we are in 2024. If climate changes, sea level will increase 1 to 4 feet. So that you can imagine that means it is going to affect the land portion. The Arctic Ocean is possible to become ice free. Arctic it all surrounded with ice. So ice can melt. Hurricanes will become more severe and stronger. Climate change will result in more shortage and heat waves. So entirely we can think that temperature is going to rise. Changes in rainfall patterns we can observe. Frost-free region and farming season will grow. Temperature will continue to increase. So if the climate is going to imbalance, the temperature will continuously rises. Important environmental laws. So some of the acts come into picture to prevent these all kind of pollutions and climate change. Uh, First comes here the water, related to water, air, and then biological diversity. Let us discuss about them. So important environmental laws. Central Pollution Control Board CPCB has brought several positive steps to minimize pollution of the environment. The first one is Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act in the year 1974. Water Act 1974, that is Prevention and Control of Pollution, enacted in the year 1974 for the prevention and control of water pollution, the strengthening or repairing of wholesomeness of water in the country. The act was amended in 1988. Air Act 8 1981, that is for prevention and control of air pollution. This act passed in 1981 and amended in 87 to deliver for the prevention, control, and abatement of air pollution in India. CES Act 1977, Environment Protection Act 1986, Public Liability Insurance Act 1981, National Environmental Tribunal Act 1995, National Environmental Appellate Authority 1997, Compensatory Afforestation Fund Management and Planning Authority. These all are the rules that came into exist to protect our environment and prevent pollution. Biological Diversity Act 2022 was born out of India's attempt to discover, objective, promote in UN, that is United Nations Convention on Biological Diversity 1992 CBD, which identifies the sovereign rights of states to use biological resources. So these in exam they may ask when they uh, have been implemented these acts. National Green Tribunal has been launched on 2010 under the National Green Tribunal Act 2010 for sufficient and expeditious disposal of cases connecting to environmental protection and conservation of forests and other natural resources, including enforcement of any legal right connecting to the environment and providing relief and compensation for harms to persons and property and matters connected therewith or accidental thereto. It is a technological body equipped with the required expertise to manage environmental conflicts concerning multidisciplinary issues. So these all are important points from the unit 9, that is people development and environment. So let us discuss some of the previous year questions from the exam. So the once you understand the topics clearly, you can deal with the questions. So let us deal some of the questions so you will have the idea and they will be helpful in your exam. First one, Which of the following shows bioaccumulation and contaminate food chains? Here are the four options: pesticides, polychlorinated biphenyls, PAN, and all. So the correct option is fourth one, that is option D, all of the above. So the next, the great Indian bustard bird is found in the desert of Rajasthan, coastal region of India, Malabar coast, delta regions. So these are the questions you have to solve from the previous year questions. I have explained how much possible the important topics from that unit 9th, but that is very lengthier topic. If you go in detail, it will take further time. So I have just discussed the important one. So these are the previous year questions from the previous year exams. So that if you deal with these questions, you will have the idea how questions will be asked. The great Indian bustard bird is found in uh, I have read out all the four options. So the delta region, option A is correct here. Option A, the desert of Rajasthan. The Indian bustard bird. Okay, the desert of Rajasthan is the correct. Rajasthan is the place in India. The Sagar Manthan National Park has been established to preserve the ecosystem of which mountain peak? Options are here: Kanchanajunga, Mount Everest, Annapurna, Dholavira. Option B, Mount Everest. Question number 4. Maximum soot is released from petrol vehicles, CNG, diesel vehicles, thermal power plants. Question 4 is D, thermal power plants. Surface ozone is produced from transport sector, cement plants, textile industry, chemical industry. Option A, transport sector. Which of the following non-conventional energy sources can be exploited most economically? Question 6, the answer uh, solar. Option A, wind. Option B, geothermal. Ocean thermal energy conversion. So the sixth question, option A is correct, solar. Which one of the following non-conventional energy sources can be exploited most economically? So option A, solar. The most requiring natural hazard in India: earthquakes, floods, landslides, volcanoes. So the people of India, usually coastal areas, people face lot of floods. Option B is correct. Which of the following is the oldest archival source of data in India? Question 8. National sample surveys, agricultural statistics, census, vital statistics. Option A, national sample surveys. Which of the smallest northeast state in India? Tripura, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Manipur. Option A, Tripura. Smallest state in India. Some of the GK questions, if you read also, you can solve the questions from this unit. Tamil Nadu coastal belt has drinking water storage due to high evaporation, sea water flooding due to tsunami, over exploitation of groundwater by tube wells, seepage of sea water. Option D, seepage of sea water. While all rivers of peninsular India flow into the Bay of Bengal, Narmada and Tapti flow into Arabian Sea because these two rivers. Option A flows the slope of these rift valleys. The general slope of the Indian Peninsula is from east to west. The Indian Peninsula north of the Satpura ranges is tilted towards the west. The Indian Peninsula south of the Satpura ranges is tilted towards east. Question 11a. Follow the slope of these rift valleys. Soils in the Mahanandi Delta are less fertile than those in the Godavari Delta because of erosion of topsoils by annual floods. So the correct option is option A. You can read out the other options. Parliament can legislate on matters listed in the state list. Question 13 is option D, at the request of two or more states. The most significant impact of volcanic eruption has been felt in the form of change in weather, sinking of islands, loss of vegetation, extinction of animals. Option A, change in weather. Consider the following about Himalayan orogeny. 15th one. The orogeny results from the southward movement began about 25 million years ago. Orogeny closed about 1 million years ago. Himalayas have a root of reality. Which of the following combination is correct? Option D, B and D. Uh, which of one of the following statement is true of braided streams? Question number 18. Width and depth of the channel are equal. Width of the channel is greater than its depth. Width of the channel is unrelated to depth. Option B is correct. Channel is greater than its depth. With absorption and decomposition of CO2 in ocean water beyond desired level, there will be 19th one. Decrease in temperature, increase in salinity, growth of phytoplankton, rise in sea level. Option C is correct. The maximum emission of pollutants from fuel source in India is caused by coal, fire, wood, refuse, burning, vegetable waste products. Coal. The urbanization process accounts for the wind in the urban centers during nights to remain A faster than that in rural areas. Which of the following methods will you choose to prepare choropleth map of India showing urban density of pollution? Option A quartiles, quintiles, mean and ST breakpoint. Option A is correct. Which of the following method is best suited to show on map the types of crops being grown in region? Chloropleth, chlorochromatic, chloroschematic, isopleths. Option A. A ratio represents the relation between part and part and whole and whole, part and whole. Option B is correct. Assertion: aerosols have potential for modifying the climate. Reason: aerosols interacts with both short wave and infrared radiations. 25th option B is correct. Both A and B, both assertion and reason are true, but R is not the correct explanation of A. Which of the following grows rapidly, resulting in the shrinkage of water bodies? Question 26. Option A is correct. Phytoplankton. Which of these species chromium is toxic in water? Chromium 27B. Chromium 3 Cr plus 3 ion. Chemical compound having same crystal structure are C. Isomorphic. 29. Micas having an atomic structure defined as continuous sheet of tetrahedrons sharing 3 oxygen atom are called. 29D. Sorosilicate. The pollution growth follows a logistic curve, the maximum sustainable yield. 30. Option A is equal to half the carrying capacity. 31. Fluidized bed combustion of coal is an efficient method of controlling which of the following air pollutants? 31. D. COSPMSOX. Given below are two statements, assertion and reason. Assertion: one of the movement of the surface water of ocean is known as ocean current. Reason: ocean currents are caused mainly due to planetary winds and difference in temperature and density of water. Option for 32. 32C. A is true, R is false. Tsunami occurs due to mild earthquakes and landslides in ocean, strong earthquakes and landslides in ocean, strong earthquakes and landslides in mountain, strong earthquakes and landslides in desert. 33. Option B. Strong earthquakes and landslides in ocean. Which of the natural hazards have big effect on Indian people each year? Cyclone, floods, earthquakes, landslides. 34. As I already said, floods. Comparative environment impact assessment study is to be conducted for the whole year, 3 seasons excluding monsoon, any 3 seasons worst season. 35A. The whole year. Sea level rise result primarily due to melting of glaciers. Option B is correct. Pulp price in local based power plant depends on 37. Buoyancy, atmospheric stability, momentum of exhaust gases. Option 37B, second and third. Winds blowing down an incline often due to cold air drainage are called. 38C, cyclonic winds. Mixing height is 39. The height of the ground based inversion. For a comprehensive EIA study, it is to be conducted for the whole year or any the 40th question. Option B, any 3 seasons including monsoon. In initial environmental examination, the following are considered: no quantitative data, primary, secondary, or on-site data. 41B, primary data. Which of the following forest type is most widespread in India? Tropical, evergreen, tropical, deciduous, temperate, scrub forest. 42, option C, temperate forest. The presence of pneumatophores is seen in 43, desert plants, climbers, trees of tropical moist forests, mangroves. Option D, mangroves. Ramsar Convention is related to conservation of tiger, elephants, crop, genetic diversity, wetlands. 44A, tigers. A significant effect of climate change on account of global warming of terrestrial plants will be on stomatal mechanism, amino and composition of cereal grains, phenology, bark formation in trees. Stomatal mechanism. A tree which is popular in social forestry program in India is Shure robusta, Alanthus excelsa, Cedrus callistemino. Option A. The great Indian rhinoceros has its natural home in Kaziranga National Park, Corbett National Park, Sundarbans, Khana National Park. 47. Obviously, the option A, Kaziranga National Park. Rhinoceros. According to Botanical Survey of India, the total number of plant species in India about 48A, 45,000. Removal of which of the following impurities from contaminated water requires coagulants? 49. Option A is correct. Colloidal impurities. Oxygen toxicity is caused by 50th question. Inhalation of molecular oxygen, generation of free 49th option B is correct, dissolved solids. Oxygen toxicity in humans is caused by inhalation of molecular oxygen, generation of free radicals, interaction of singlet oxygen with membrane, none of the above. B, generation of free radicals. So there are many of the questions I have discussed. So you can also try to solve the previous year question paper. You will get the idea. I hope this information is helpful for you for the exam preparation. So thank you for watching, and please do subscribe my channel for upcoming